Hello, I am here today to talk to you about this project on which I worked a lot already, and the job is not over yet. But I created a little something that maybe can interest you. So, let me tell you how this crazy idea, came to me. A few weeks ago, by the time you watch this, it's going to be a few months ago. You may remember I have read Alice in Wonderland and I hated it so much. But I have read another book that I really enjoyed, and it is The Wonderful Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. I absolutely love this book, and I was very inspired. Actually, I read it twice in a row, like one time after the other. I absolutely enjoyed this book. It's beautiful, it's smart, and there are so many lessons that we can get from this book. I absolutely loved it. I'm going to be honest, I am the kind of person who obsessed on things that they like, and I absolutely love this book. And so I got obsessed and I bought this big boy. The complete collection. Is that how it's called? The Wizard of Oz collection. So it's all, with this one here, it's all 14 books written by L. Frank Baum, and the first book written by Ruth Plumly Thompson. This is the beginning of a new era that, because, Mr. Baum was dead and they wanted to continue the series. I think it's interesting to have one of those books, because I'm gonna have the feel of how it is, how Oz is when it's written by somebody else than Baum. So anyway, the point is, I was so excited. I was like, oh, that's so cool. I'm gonna be able to read one chapter every day because it's small. It's very small chapter and it's very inspiring. So I could be reading one chapter every day. But then I thought, how long is this going to last? Because, I was curious and obsessed. May I remind you. So I counted every chapters in every books. Like, I didn't count chapters. Like, I looked at the last one. It was, 24, 25, 30. And I calculate how many chapters there are in this whole collection. It does fit here. It's just that, I don't want to put it back in it because I'm going to need it. So I counted how many chapters there are, and they are exactly 365 chapters. Which means that if I read one chapter every day, I'm going to spend a whole year in Oz. And this idea absolutely delights me. I love this. So I thought, hey, those books are very inspiring and very beautiful. Or at least the first one. I haven't read those by the time I'm filming this. But the first one is beautiful, inspiring. There are... we can take, I think Baum's intention, I'm going to put it aside because it's big and heavy. I think Baum's intention was to just write a book for children. But there are so many parallel with adulthood and so many lessons we can get from this, and it's very inspiring. And I thought, hey, since I'm gonna read one chapter every day, I could get inspired by this and journal about the themes, or create a tarot spread, or pull a card, or ask questions, get prompts from these books. And then I got an idea. An awful idea. Then I got a wonderful, awful idea. I'm gonna share this with you. And so I'm gonna build this so you can join me on this journey on the yellow brick road. So, and I think I'm gonna call it 365 yellow bricks because every step will be one brick on the road. This is my idea for now. By the time you watch it, I may have changed it, but I want to create a hashtag because I don't expect anyone to make one video every day. That's not what I'm asking, and I'm not asking anything from you, really. It's just that if you want to follow and follow me in this adventure, and if you want to, talk about it, share, maybe make a few activities on camera, you can use this hashtag, which is hashtag 365 yellow bricks. And or if you don't want to, just let me know in the comment if you follow me in this adventure, because it would please me greatly. So what do you need if you want to join me? Well, first, it's gonna be one video, short video, in the morning, every day. So yes, it's gonna be short, and then you do the activity that I propose if you feel like doing it, and then you come back the next day. And if you don't come the next day, you can always come back to where you were when you left. So what do you need if you want to join me in this madness? You don't even need the books. And this is one thing that is interesting, because the books are public domain. So you don't even have to buy the book. If you want to read them, you don't need to follow me on this journey. But if you want to read them, it is public domain, so you can find them for free. And you can even find the audiobooks right here on YouTube for free. So, it's easy to get. But again, you don't need to read the books. If you want to follow me, you just have to listen to me. So what do you actually need? You need a journal, a pen, and one tarot deck. Now, the activities or the prompts that I built, because I've already made the prompts for all the first book, all the chapters in the first book. But what you need for, you need only one tarot deck for any activities that I will, or any prompts that I will propose you. Only one tarot deck. But the thing is, I would highly recommend that you keep the one tarot deck that you have for the complete duration of one book. So you should keep the one deck for the whole book. When we get to day one of book 2, then you could, if you want to, you could switch deck and continue with another one. But since we're gonna build on, every prompts will build on in every book for they will build on in every book. So you should keep the one that you chose. So this is the little advice that I have for you. The other things are, when you're gonna journal, even if I don't explicitly say journal about this, I may not say it, but you should take for granted that you have at least to write, it doesn't have to be long, it can be one sentence or two, but you should write every day about the exercise or the prompt that I suggest here. The other thing that you will have to do is write day and the number of the day. Day 1, day 2, day 3. If you want to, you can write the date, But like I said, if you skip days, then it's going to be easier to find back in which video you are at at the moment if you write day 1, day 2. By the way, it's going to be the title of all the videos. And the other thing is, since the activity, I keep saying activities, I say prompts. Since every prompts are building on the previous one, inside one book, like I said, when we get to another book, then we start a new thing. But within the same book, the prompts will build one on the top of the other. Sometimes I may refer to a previous day. For example, I can say, go back to day 4. What card did you pull that day? Take it back. And now we are building something else from that, you know? So this is why it's important to journal, write at least 1 or 2 sentences about the prompt. And whenever, because we're not going to pull card every day, but whenever we do, we should and you should write down what card you pulled that day, because I may refer to this later on. So these are the fun things. Now the bad things, or the warnings. By the way, I chose the classic Rider-Waite-Smith for this because I wanted to go very, I wanted to go to the basics. And this is the one deck that you all know. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to use the one in a tin because it's smaller and it's going to be easier to fit in frame. And yes, but you can use pretty much any tarot deck that you want. I would highly recommend to take a tarot deck that how can I say this? I would recommend you to choose a deck that follows one of the 3 systems. The Wildwood is a good example. The Osho Zen, even though it's kind of different, can work, but you need to have 78 cards, not more. So for this exercise, I would say that the Dreams of Gaia, for example, would not be the best choice because the structure is kind of different and you have more cards, and just so we are all on the same grounds, on the same level, your deck should have 78 cards, which means if you choose a deck with extra cards for this exercise, you should remove the extra cards. You should have only 78 cards in your deck. Now for the warnings. I have 2 warnings to give you right out of the bat. First, this is a lot of job. It's gonna ask of me a lot of time and energy, and I'm not paid to do that. And even though I have the best intention to go through the whole year, the 365 days in a row, though this is my best intention, I may not be able to do this. So the way I'm gonna work is I'm gonna create the prompts for a whole book, and then I'm gonna film the whole thing. So, and then I film the whole thing and I upload it and program it, schedule it. So whenever I start a book, you have the assurance that by the end, you'll see the end of this book, one chapter every day. But I may have to take breaks in between books. It may happen. And, like I said, this is a free thing that I'm doing here. I refuse to put unnecessary pressure on my shoulder for this thing. So that's going to be it. And secondly, the other warning that I want to tell you is, oh my God, I'm going to bring back the big box. This here, I have read and love The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. It's such a beautiful book. But by the time I'm filming this, I haven't read any of those. So it's a big project, big ambitious project, but I'm basically jumping into the unknown here. So I don't know, maybe those books aren't as good. Maybe those books are repetitive, not inspiring. Maybe I'm not going to be inspired that much. Or maybe I'm going to repeat myself. I don't know. But just so you know that I don't know what I'm getting into. That's the bottom line. I don't know what I'm getting into. And this idea is crazy. But at least this first book is done, and I hope you're gonna like it. For this first book, we're gonna focus on a goal, a resolution for the new year. We're gonna start January 1st, which is apropos, and we're gonna do this together if you want to, and if you don't start at the same time, you can always decide to do it later. So, and the videos will be available in the morning, but you can do them whenever you feel like, whenever you have time in the day. Or the day after, like I said, you can take your time with this. So, these are the things that I had to say. This is the crazy project I had in mind for a while, and I'm very excited, and I'm gonna leave you here. I can't wait to start this. I hope that you will play along with me, and if you do so, please let me know, and I will see you very soon. And for this project, I'll see you January 1st in the morning. So have a nice day, and grab a journal, a pen, and a deck, and I'll see you January 1st. Okay, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you soon. Bye.